I was washing dishes. I never would have thought on earth that something could possibly happen, that a dish could shatter and basically cut into my arm. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dean, aka the Blue Crusader, and today I've got kind of like a unique and different video to what I usually do make on the channel. And this idea of this video was actually from a friend. I'll link his channel in the description below, but I wasn't really sure what to upload today. I did record some videos earlier, but I needed a few more ideas on what to actually record today, so I thought I'd do a story type video. So you know those story kind of videos, I think they're called story times on YouTube, and you see these really clickbait titles, really ridiculous concepts of videos and really weird stories that most of the time are probably made up by the people who told them, or made them up I guess, because they seem very fictional and most of them are so hard to believe. But my friend had the idea to actually do one like this in a similar fashion. I'm going to actually tell it whilst I play Fortnite. So this is going to be kind of like a weird mix. It's going to be a Fortnite video with story with it. So it's kind of like a Fortnite storytime video. Kind of strange concept if you like, because I'm not really sure if anyone's done this. There's probably a few people have done it because of the amount of videos on YouTube, but I haven't seen anything like this. So without further ado, we're basically just going to jump into it. So as you can see, we're in Tilted Towers, but basically if you guys have seen the title and the thumbnail of this video, you'll probably be really surprised. You'll probably think that everything from the title to the thumbnail looked like a really emo thing, and it's kind of the furthest from the truth that you can get, and you'll be pleasantly surprised when you do actually listen to how everything went down. So basically, I noted in one of my new videos, I'm not sure if it'll be uploaded at the time of making this or if it'll be uploaded today or tomorrow, but basically I mentioned that yesterday I couldn't actually upload anything because I was actually, I guess, preoccupied or busy. Basically I did have an accident. I'll show you now what it looks like. It's just basically a big bandage which wraps all around my hand, and I'm going to explain what happened because like I said, the thumbnail doesn't really indicate or tell you what really happened. You'll probably have a few different ideas on how it went down, but basically my wrist was cut in two different places. So there's two different sites where it's actually cut, and both sites are like 4 or 5 millimeters deep, so they were pretty bad and there was a lot of blood. And when I say accident, I mean an accident, because this was definitely not anything intentional that happened, not anything that I expected, especially from the activity I was doing. So everything basically started off as a normal day. The day was just going as normal like any other day, but I was actually working, and we did have a shortage of staff on this day, so there wasn't many people covering most of the positions. So I was kind of doing a bit of everything, and basically we have like a food business or like a company where we sell people food. So there's a serving side of things, there's the washing the dishes from people's food, which you have to clean obviously, and then there's also other jobs like cooking the food, etc. So basically I kind of had to do a little bit of two jobs. So I was doing the serving and I was also doing the washing up in between, which usually is not really a problem. I've done this like 3 or 4 times, maybe 5 times already, because I haven't been there for so long, but it's not usually an issue. But yesterday things went really downhill very quickly. So it was in the middle of serving people. I went to wash the dishes because there wasn't any customers there, and basically there was a lot of pots in there. There was so much washing today, and since there wasn't a specific person to actually do this job, I was kind of on the catch up in between, because I had to serve people, then I had to wash up, and I was really behind. There was already like 2 loads of washing up and dishes to do, and I couldn't really catch up or do them. So basically it was becoming really problematic at this point. But this isn't really where it gets bad. Moments later is where things get really bad. So basically, as I was washing dishes, we have not just plastic plates, because we do have to cater to a lot of people. So there's different types of plates. We have plates which are like china, because there's a cafe as part of the business. So basically we serve china dishes to the people there, just so it kind of looks more posh and it's a better experience. But personally, in my opinion, after this, I'll never be washing anything else other than plastic dishes, because what you'll see what happened is absolutely crazy. And I'll try and put some pictures up there, probably ones from the thumbnails, just to show you an idea of what everything looked like. I didn't manage to take any pictures of the wound without the bandages or plasters on, because there was so much blood and the wound looked so bad I really was just too scared to take everything off. But basically what happened was I was washing the dishes and I was applying a little bit of pressure on one hand onto the dish and one with a cloth, obviously to scrub it. But as I was scrubbing it, I'm not sure if it was chipped or if it was damaged from the microwave or the type of water, whether it was cold or hot. I'm not sure what made it weak, but this plate was weak. Like I said, I'm not sure if it's a downside of the product or the product wasn't very good quality, but I think obviously this was just a china dish that's been sourced from like the internet or a charity shop. But basically the whole thing just shattered in my hand and smashed, and it broke into pieces in front of me, and I wasn't really sure what was happening at this point. everything just shattered, and we had 2 big pieces of this plate which went into both sides of my hand. So one went into the left side and one went into the right side, and at first it wasn't painful at all. I didn't really notice what had happened, and it was kind of later that I actually realised what had happened. I was kind of in shock because I was really surprised. I didn't really notice at first. Like I said, there wasn't really any pain, and it was kind of like a weird experience for me. But after I noticed, it was kind of just shock at this point because I didn't really know what happened. I didn't really know what I was going to do about it. So obviously at this point I was kind of panicking. I did put things like plasters on, but I wasn't really sure how serious the issue was going to be. Do I need to go to the doctors? Do I need to go to the hospital? So it was kind of like a 10-minute process deciding what to do because the place was so busy that literally it was just a decision-making process. My hand was hurting so much and bleeding, obviously, and I had to apply pressure to this like 5 or 10 minutes. So my arm also ached in the bicep area, in the bone. It was just a really crazy experience. But obviously, since everything was busy, nobody could really give me any advice on this, but I decided myself that it was probably best to get this thing checked out because I hadn't cleaned the wound when I put it on, although I did put the bandage on fresh, so it probably was alright, but nothing was cleaned like the wound, in terms of the wound. I wasn't sure if it was going to get infected because of this, and also there's also that slight chance that there could be something like broken plate inside it. But what we had to do basically was go to the doctors, so my friend did actually come and help me and take me to the hospital, so obviously big thanks to him. That was crazy help. Without that it would have been really worrying and I probably wouldn't have known what had happened, so all credits to him. I will put his link in the description below, obviously, because he helped me out and this was his idea to make the video. But yeah, he took me to the hospital. I waited about half an hour because obviously he was at work, so it was pretty problematic to him, so definitely go and subscribe to his channel. But yeah, basically we went to the hospital and we had to wait maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and eventually when I got there, what's really great is there is actually a new unit. So there's so many people at the accident and emergency centres in these hospitals that they've got to be kind of careful when filtering people out because there's so many people which are more urgent than others, and then there's people who maybe have a common cold or they're not as serious as other people, so they kind of have to filter them out. So because of this, they made like a completely new unit, so certain people wait there and basically can get help quicker, they can get care quicker, and if it's a small issue you can get it fixed or dealt with quickly so you don't have to waste people's time. So it was a really good experience. So basically we were there for 30 or 40 minutes and they got it all sorted out. They cleaned it up, applied a new bandage or plaster to it, and then afterwards we had to just wait a little bit until somebody else came and saw me. So they applied pressure, obviously asked me a few questions, and when they applied pressure it didn't really seem to hurt. And the weird thing is because it had already been like an hour or so afterwards until we actually managed to get there, from when it happened in that sort of time frame, it already healed up one of the cuts because I'd applied pressure so well to it, and obviously it was a really clean cut, the left one on my arm, so I believe that'll be that one. The plate cut through this really clean, this side, so basically when the plate cut through it in the accident, it sealed up really quickly because it was just a clean cut downwards and it only affected certain areas of the tissue, so that had already basically been patched up. I think I'm still waiting on this side, which is the right side, to heal up as well though, because that cut was a little bit more messy. I'm not sure if it was like a jagged plate or some other part which went into it, but that one hadn't healed up fully. But they did apply pressure to both just to make sure there wasn't anything underneath like a foreign body or some sort of piece of plate which would get stuck there, because I'm not sure what the ramifications or problems that would actually arise because of that, but I would think maybe something like a blood clot or maybe something really, I don't know, something that causes death would probably happen if you have a piece of plate rammed in your bloodstream. But like I said, you'd probably notice it, they said, because it's like a splinter, and they said the likelihood of there being a piece in there is very unlikely. Obviously if it was really small it could have gotten away under the radar, but we're pretty sure there's nothing there so far, so I think it will end up healing up. But the title of the video isn't clickbait whatsoever. The reason for me actually titling it like that is this is really close to my vein. So obviously, like I said in the thumbnail, it looks like a really emo sort of look, but basically when this accident happened it was only a few millimeters from the vein. So apparently if I would have cut the vein, because it was all just chance, I just got really lucky in this situation, I don't know how the plate's going to crack, how it's going to shatter. I guess it just shattered in the right way and it didn't really cause anything, but if it hit an artery or a vein it probably would have been endless bleeding which you couldn't stop. So I'm really thankful that nothing like that happened. Obviously there's people that have certain problems with their life that do these certain things, and for people who aren't in accidents and do that intentionally, obviously there's help available and you should talk to someone about that. But in terms of my case, where it was a complete freak accident, I'm so thankful that it didn't hit my vein, because like I said, if it did, it would have been endless bleeding, and I don't think I would have been able to stop it with a tissue or any pressure. So basically everything looks alright, so I'm just going to keep the bandage on just for a few more days and wait for everything to heal. But at this point I think I should be good enough just to keep making videos like Fortnite content. I've got a brand new Thanos story video coming out soon for you guys who are interested in Avengers Infinity War, and everything seems to be completely fine. But I just wanted to make this video just to get some content out today, and just to see if anyone had any similar experiences or accidents in the past. You can let me know in the comment section below. Did anything similar happen like this to you, or is there any crazy accidents that happened to you? Just let me know in the comment section below. I'm really interested. So that's basically all the story, guys. Everything's fine, everything is going to patch up and heal, and in the future I just need to be really careful. And I think the moral to take away from the story is the fact that you can actually get injured from doing the most minute and trivial things. I mean, for an example, I was washing dishes. I never would have thought on earth that something could possibly happen, that a dish could shatter and basically cut into my arm and nearly hit a vein and kill me. So it's pretty crazy how things like this happen, but it's just a lesson to learn in the future to be more careful, be wary of your surroundings, and also know that if accidents happen, it's not entirely always your fault. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. If you liked the video, let me know about any experiences in the comments below. Drop the video a like if you want more videos like this, and if you enjoyed it, and make sure to subscribe with notifications turned on for daily Fortnite videos, updates and news, as well as lore videos and other gaming on the channel. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time.